Over, and I live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And this is my V8 there. It's a Crown unit, and it's a 67. It was a 500 series, and I'm going to just take some time to show you the car here, which is a little bit dirty right now. This car has been sitting out here in front of the house on the trailer for about 3 months now. I haven't really touched it or started it because we've been up to our ankles in snow, and the car was kind of buried, but we have a good day here, so I thought I'd shoot some footage and see what's living in it. I've been autocrossing this car for 5, maybe 6 years. It's performed flawlessly. It runs really, really well. It's really strong, and it's a lot of fun, and best darn car I've ever had. So let me see if I can give you a lowdown on what's here. Let me change angles here for a sec. There we go. This car's painted 2 different shades of gray primer from an aerosol spray bomb that I picked up at my local hardware store, and a flat black trim-clad rust paint stripe. Most of the chrome is blacked out. That kept me from having to restore pitted components. It's a very solid car. It's actually a U.S. car I picked up in New Jersey that had already been converted to a V8, and it's been a V8 since 1970. It's been driving around as a street car and used down there quite a bit. I painted the car with gray primer, and I'm going to leave it gray primer because I love the way that if it gets a ding or a scratch, I just respray it. It's just less than 10 seconds, and it cost me less than $30 to paint the whole car, and I don't mind if I need to get something down on the roof of the garage and it's in there. I just stand on it and get it down, and it doesn't bother me at all. Any scratches or dings are just no problem with this kind of paint, and I've fallen in love with it, and I kind of like the looks of it as well. This car has 1984-85 Corvette 16-inch wheels on it. The rear ones are 16 by 9.5, and the front ones are 16 by 8.5. The tires are BF Goodrich Comptier R1s, which are very sticky tires for autocrossing. They're very expensive. They're over $400 Canadian per tire, but they really hook up good. Well, as best as can be expected with a V8 sitting like that one has. Let me change direction here. Let's see, FE Racing, that's the name of a racing company that I started, where it's just really for fun. No profits or anything, it's just, I had to call it something, and that was it. It's got the 69 Camaro front spoiler under the front, and what else has it got? Oh, there's something. I made the back window removable. What I did was basically I siliconed the chrome directly to the glass, and I mounted some handles there, and there's 4 bolts, 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top, that I take out to lift the back window out. I generally don't race with the back window in, it's just extra weight, and it really doesn't need it, so I usually lift it out before I do any racing. Let me open up the front and I'll show you what's in there. Okay, here's the dirty front of the car. It hasn't been cleaned since last year, and I'm sure it's got lots of salt and goodies under here from the winter, but what we got here is a Chevelle disc brake master cylinder, and beside it is a 1982 Camaro, I don't know if you can catch that there, hydraulic clutch assembly, or at least that's what I was told it was. There's my cooling pipes, typical holes cut out in the wheel wells. That is a set of Chevelle, 68 to 72 Chevelle disc brakes mounted to Corvair spindles there. Got a big rad up front here, and an electric fan on it. There is no real shrouding on it. Other than that, this car has, I always hear about guys with V8s and the overheating, and yeah, I have overheated this car once, but just from foolish things like the fan didn't work, but you know, there's no real shrouding on this car, and many guys just can't believe it stays cool. But this thing, through all the driving, when I drove it on the street, it never overheated. I don't have the rad cap on right now because I only run the water in this car, because if you ever blow a hose on the course, they don't like to see antifreeze, so when it comes to winter, I just marine it. But it's that's pretty much all that's up here. Standard Corvair, other than the pieces that are missing, obviously. Bit of a dent there at some point in the car's past. I think throwing V8s, it probably popped its spider gears, and somebody towed it home with a rope or something wrapped around and out through the bottom hole. But I thought about fixing it once or twice, but racing's the most important thing. So I'll close this up and let's have a look in the back. Alright, as you can see, a lot of the sheet metal's been cleaned out in the back here. The car is still a bit tail heavy on the racetrack, and we felt that by any weight we could take out of the tail would be a bonus. It has Gabriel two-way adjustable shocks in the back set on extra firm. Straight thrust mufflers. The axle that's in there right now is a 355 Posi. I normally run a 389, but I blew it up last race of last season, which I'll show you the piece that came out of it. Battery, of course, disconnected for the winter, but just sitting there. I haven't cleaned all the metal out of this side yet, but I hope maybe this year to move the battery up to the front, and I'll clean that out. The underside of the deck lid here has been cleaned out of any excess sheet metal. So otherwise it's, I guess, basically a regular Corvair back here. Let me open one of the doors. Okay, shooting in through the driver window here, there's a pair of racing bucket seats. We always try to take a passenger when we autocross, whenever they let us, so that everybody can have fun. Both seats have the 4-point racing harness set up to hold you in, and believe me, with this car you need it. Typical aftermarket sponge steering wheel. Somebody's alarm going off. Standard Corvair shifter with a Hurst key handle on it. Fire extinguishers mounted there on the floor. I manufactured a, let me get my head in here. On the floor there, I trapped the cooling pipes inside that sheet metal component with those gauges in it, and that thing does two things. It just, you know, hides the cooling pipes, but also gave me a place so when my foot's on the gas pedal in a hard corner, it won't slip off into nothingness, into air. It's a good little support on the right hand side of the pedal. Obviously, no radio. The switch up there is for the fan. There's no ashtray or lighter in this car. Somebody went to the trouble and mounted a nice sun tack where the clocks used to be, or supposed to be, in the dash there. Otherwise, again, no carpet. And it's just painted black in here, and it's obviously dirty, left over from last season. I haven't touched the car since the last race, except for changing the diff that we broke. There's another neat little thing I've got in here. I'll see if I can show you. There we go. That little knob there is a adjustable brake proportioning valve, adjusting the hydraulic pressure to the rear wheels. These cars have too much rear brakes in the stock format. And you get a lot of rear wheel lockup on the course, and I just added that to stop the rear wheels from locking up on heavy braking. I guess that's about it. The firewall is an aluminum component that has been painted black. It's car has a full roll bar, 4-point, with a crossbar running across the top of the engine, and the obviously a section through the center for the cooling pipes to be hidden under. It's all made of aluminum and it's all sealed in there. I don't know whether you can see the engine very well, but it's a 307 cubic inch small block shell with all the good stuff done to it. It's got the crown headers. It's probably filthy in there too. Solid lifter cam. There's an intake, Edelbrock intake, and a Holly carb, I believe around 650 CFM, 625, something like that. Electronic ignition. Pretty much a stock V8 with the exception of the aftermarket goodies on the outside. This car has a remote oil cooler. Or not really a remote oil cooler, it's more like a remote oil filter, but because of where it's located you get some cooling. I don't know what else to say. The car's been virtually maintenance free, racing and driving for 5 years. It has never really given me any trouble. We beat the tar out of it constantly. I used to street drive it all the time, but what's happening is we just had a little boy, and sort of being a family of 3, you can't get too many people in there. So I started about halfway through last year, when I was going racing. Instead of driving it to the races, I started to trailer it behind I had one of those AMC Eagles, those 4-wheel drive car things. So the Eagle was great because we could pack up the little guy, and I just rolled the car up onto the trailer, and we would drive there, unload it, and race, and then drive home. So I haven't used it very much on the street just because of the seats, the amount of seats. Last little while. Here's the piece that was broken at the last race of the season last year. This is obviously the yoke as far as the rear wheels, and as you can see here, I have sheared off the spline section, and if you look closely, the spline section actually was twisted. It twisted and pivoted and probably operated just in that pivoted location for a while before it actually sheared this component right off. That's the kind of torque and abuse that this thing's going through. Interesting, it didn't break the spider gears. It is a 4-spider gear setup, so there's no doubt that that's definitely a strong setup. I have broken a set of 2-spider gears in this car, but I actually had, when I bought this car, it had a 4-spider open non-posi diff and a 3:7 ratio, and I only raced it a few times before I pulled it, and I had a 3:7 2-spider posi in the garage, so I stuck it on. Everybody said, oh, that'll never last, the 2-spider will blow out, and that thing was in there over 2 years. And yeah, it eventually blew the spider gears, but it was amazing with the pounding that this car takes on the race cars, that it held in that long. And as I say, that's from the 389 posi that's normally in the car, which of course is out right now. Well, I'm gonna wrap up my narrated footage here, and what I'll do is add some racing footage to the tape. There's 2 races that I'm gonna add to this tape. The first race is our local Corvair club at a little tiny autocross on August 14th of '94, and it was strictly Corvairs, and it was an interesting race because my father, Tom Dover, decided, after all the years he's been helping with this car, he decided he was actually going to get behind the wheel and drive it, and it was his first time he'd ever autocrossed it, and it's a tiny little course, very small course that the club put together. Not a good course for a V8 car, but racing's racing. This course was so tiny, so short, that this car ran in first gear with 389 gears. I was able to run first gear the whole course. So my pop, he runs around car with the car with number 7 on the door, and you'll watch him race for the first time, and you can see how he gets better and better. And I run around with number 1 on the door. And then on the second race I'm going to show you is done on September 5th, 94, and it's on a huge, large, open race course. And when I'm running the car, it's got a number 9 on the door, and my father is running as well, and he's got a 46, and you can see how his racing has improved. This was his second time out on September 5th. So I'm gonna end it with that. I hope you enjoy the footage of the racing. I'll probably include some footage of this little pink car racing around. It's a stock Corvair, just to give you an idea of the difference in the speed between the regular ones and the V8. It was a pleasure putting this footage together, I hope.